let's talk about the introduction. Some of the parts that resonated with me. These are some of my key takeaways. One, invisible money scripts, which we all have our own scripts about money that was embedded in us growing up, either from our parents, our environment, whatever. And it affects our relationship with money currently. Mine was growing up that I was thought about just saving. I wasn't thought about investing or like putting my money into like a specific type of savings account. I was just taught to like save when I work, and that's what I did. But as I've gotten older, of course, I know better now, so I'm doing better. Second, automate your day-to-day money. This basically means automating your bills, your savings, and your debt payoffs. I have all my bills automated. Before I read this book, I had my bills automated because I am forgetful, and in this life, I hate late fees. I do not want to get hit with late fees. So I have all my bills automated on my credit card. When it's time for them to get paid, they're just automatically paid without me having to go to actually pay it myself manually. So that works for me. That works for my life, and I would suggest that to others. I'm not a financial advisor, but I think it's a pretty good idea. Another term that I learned before reading this book, actually, I was doing research and I learned this term called analysis paralysis. And then when I was reading this book, I saw a similar term, which he called it decision paralysis, which is the same. This basically means that when you have too much decision at your disposal, you end up making no decision. And I think we all suffer from that, especially in this world and at this day and time. We have so many options, so many information at our disposal that we end up being indecisive. We end up making no choices, no decisions. For example, this has nothing to do with this book, but for example, pop the balloon. Those people have so many options in terms of the men and women that they keep thinking, oh, there's more out there, there's better out there, and they end up leaving that show without picking anybody, without picking any options at all, because they have so many options. I just want to use that example, but it is actually a good example to explain the terminology paralysis, analysis paralysis, decision paralysis. It is actually a good example. But back to what I was talking about, back to this book. Another thing that I also learned was, of course, I didn't need this book to tell me. I always knew that. Start early, start today. Starting early just puts you further ahead than starting late. And of course, it's never too late, but starting early would definitely put you ahead than others who started later in the years and their age and their lifetime. So the moral of the story of the day today is start today, not tomorrow, not the next day, not the next tomorrow. Start today. Lastly, victim culture. I'm also guilty of this. We tend to use our current situation as an excuse as to why we can't do something or why we can't get certain results as others. And of course, we're very good at making 1,000,010 excuses. So I myself am working away from this because, whatever is out of my control is out of my control. But what is in my control is in my control, and I can definitely change that. So I'm definitely working on that from, the victim culture, victim mindset. No more excuses. Just do it. But yeah, the introduction was pretty good, and my friend and I will be discussing chapters 1 and 2. Today, actually, this Sunday, we'll be discussing chapters 1 and 2, which I'm excited about because that's where he really starts to drop the gems, like serious gems. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. But yeah, those were some of the key takeaways. So those are some of the takeaways that I got from the introduction. And see you next time.